All right, gentlemen, we're fucking rolling. So because I have 3 of you guys on right now, and not everybody's going to be watching this on YouTube, I'm going to let you each say something and say who you are, so that way we can put a name with a voice. Right? Word? Cool?
Word.
Dope.
Yeah, they talk first, and then I'll go off of them.
You already talked.
You're going to go off of them?
You already messed up. Cut that part out. All right, me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Brendan.
All right, we have Brendan.
Brendan, the leader, the most alpha probably.
Steve. I'm a beta, apparently, to him.
And I am Schyler. I am Brendan's brother.
That's a lame way to introduce yourself. Be your own person, bro.
Pretty much just piggybacking off him. So it's just...
You're piggybacking him?
Yeah, I'm piggybacking, riding the coattails. So I'm just riding his coattails till I figure out what I want in life.
I was just trying to make a joke like you're fucking him, but...
They do that, too.
That's inappropriate.
That's vulgar.
Yeah, we would prefer not to keep conversation away from anything,
Incestuous.
Vulgar.
No incest. That's about it. We broke the one rule.
The one rule. All right, and collectively you 3 are the Crispy Bros.
Yep.
Why the Crispy Bros?
Self-proclaimed.
Well, we literally just were sitting around and we just all the stuff we do is just stupid. Like you will see throughout this thing,
Your videos are hilarious.
The stuff we laugh at and the stuff we talk about and that makes us laugh is all just really stupid. Like, so we just decided we would go with that. It came from one of our buddies, Zach. It was just me and Steve. Schyler wasn't with us, and we were in a car, and like people, you know how that meme started around saying that's a crispy Sprite. Like people's like, this is a meme a few months ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a meme going around about crispy stuff, and so one of our buddies, Zach, I was in the front seat driving sober, and Steven was in the passenger seat drunk, and then my buddy was in the back seat drunk, and he cracks a Busch Light. He takes a big old swig, and he kind of like peeks up, or he's kind of like cocked back and laid back in the seat.
Floor.
Yeah, and he just kind of like cocks his head up, and he goes, he takes a sip, he goes, that's a crispy one with the stuff still out. And then ever since we just started laughing at it. So
you guys just been saying crispy?
Yeah. So we
like that's crispy is always like the tagline.
I mean, it's good. It's just
I mean, it started off as from those memes and people say it, but yeah, we just started making it. Thought it was real. Yeah. It's funny and stupid to us.
Can't take 100% credit for the crispy thing because there was like a little bit of meme stuff going around, like he said. But as far as like the full crispy, that was Zach in the back seat, and it's stuck.
Yeah, and so now you guys are the Crispy Bros.
Yeah.
Your videos are funny as fuck.
Thank you.
We just decided any stupid. We would always watch stupid videos on YouTube, and we decided a lot of times we're like, well, this is kind of our style of humor, and these guys are getting millions of views, so we'll just start putting our stupid stuff we do out.
Yeah.
Like ideas we get, and if people like them, cool. But if not, we already had the camera equipment, the editing system, and all that.
It's too easy not to.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's not gonna cost us anything. If people don't like it, don't think it's funny, it doesn't take off, who cares? Like, we're having fun doing it. And if it does take off and it does blow up, then that would be awesome. And we could actually start just, like, making videos and getting to just screw around all day.
Yeah.
So we'll do it.
Yeah,
but
you just got to start putting them out more frequent.
Yeah, we're going to – so a side thing that all 3 of us are doing that we're going to incorporate into our video is – and how – really it's kind of how Crispy Bros started. We were all sitting around a campfire, and this was probably 3 months ago. I mean, Crispy
Middle
Bros.
Of summer,
all the stuff that we've done is literally we've just started doing it within the last month.
All off the cuff.
Yeah, we're like, boy, we're gonna do something different.
We talked about it since last year, and we actually had a previous one that fell under the radar. It's Crispy Boys.
Yeah.
and it has one video.
We didn't do anything with it.
It has one video on it, and it's shoddy as hell. So we kind of just put that to the side, and we're like, okay, Crispy Bros. And then
what was the Crispy Boys video?
It was just us messing around in where we Lowe's or Home Depot, acting like
we were acting like he was a serial killer. And like me and Steve were like, we were sitting there and the camera's on us, and I'm like, what's wrong with Brennan lately? Steve's like, I don't know. And it's all like these fake candids. Like we have the camera lens up against one of the pillars of the racks in there or something like that, so it kind of looks like someone's trying to spy on him.
People are like walking around.
Yeah, people are walking around, and he's just like walking up and he's buying like handfuls of bleach and shit like that. And another one where he's taking piano wire and he's like looking around, he's like wrapping it around his neck. And then like the final one, he was like, there's this whole rack of hammers, and this guy's sitting there looking at it. And Brendan grabs one and he like looks down at the guy and he starts going like this, and he looks at it and then he walks off, and then that was it.
That's fucking
The guy like
hilarious.
looked at him and was like,
We might bring that one back in a real candid, because now we're going to start getting into candid stuff. We actually filmed one that we don't know. Well, we couldn't get permission from some of the people, because like I guess on YouTube candid stuff, I mean, you got to have permission as far as we know.
Yeah.
Like afterwards.
unless you blur
Right,
their
they have
face,
to have to say, right, you have to either blur them all out or whatever, but
Yeah.
we like their facial expressions because some of the stuff we were saying.
Yeah.
But we
What were you saying?
we'll get to those. But so we might bring that one, but we used the lavalier mics when we were in a mall, and we were basically just doing. I was acting like I was like a college kid, and I was doing a social experiment for some sort of social studies class.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and I don't even remember what I said to make it up, but it sounded good. I mean, people believed it, and I had like a little
with
notebook,
the bald head and,
and
a
I
full-ass
said,
beard.
How long
"Well, I
ago
was wearing a
this?
hat. This was a few weeks ago. We've got the footage, so
I got the lady kicking us out too. She was
so
she was
we
a prize.
So we went to the mall, and people would walk up, and I would say, hey, or I would just say, I'm doing a project for school. Can you answer a couple questions? And then so I had the lavalier, taped to my chest, so you couldn't see it under my shirt or anything. And then Schyler was like down by an elevator filming. With,
I was in a fern.
And then Steve was sitting over in like those little areas at the malls where you can just
Rest areas.
that like the old guys sit at while their wives are shopping.
Yeah.
And
Looking at kids.
yeah, that's where the pedophiles sit. And Steven was in there like, so he's sitting there, and basically the thing was, I'm going to ask you a few questions for my social psychology class or whatever I called it.
Yeah.
And I said, it's just a little, questionnaire. Do you mind just helping me out with the experiment? So I got a couple people to do it. And our goal was to ask them a couple like serious questions. Like I think the first one was, what do you think that politics has changed the social climate in the U.S., in recent years? So you make it sound like they're legit questions.
Yeah.
And then the third one I got to, I said, who do you think was a better leader, Joseph Stalin or Hitler? And they would be like, well, I don't really think either of them was. I was like, yeah, but if you had to pick one.
Mostly Stalin. Stalin was the clear winner there.
So we
that's what we
progressively started
Most
asking.
of them said Stalin.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
think.
So, but even that question's still like, well, I could see that being in some. So we just started making them worse and worse, and then we had a couple old people. These were our the best faces. I go, do you believe that, or I go, do you think that it would be better if we euthanize the elderly, or we quarantine them all in some sort of cell so they're no longer a burden to society? And then I would just like look at them, and like they were old, and they were like, that's where one guy dipped out. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this. He's like, I don't like where
feel
this is
comfortable
going.
with these questions.
And
I don't know
so
where this
he walked off.
conversation's headed.
And then
that's
like the next
hilarious.
question was, if you had to kill a puppy, would you put it in a microwave or drowned it? Like, so I just would start asking all these like super messed up questions and just getting their facial reactions and stuff. So we got a couple good ones, but then somebody caught on to us and mall security kicked us out.
Oh, that's which mall are you in?
Mid Rivers.
Oh, Mid Rivers.
Yeah. So we might bring that one back, but
That's
do
hilarious.
more candid stuff like that too. But
Yeah.
It's just like one of our ideas. I mean, it's all kind of trial and error, so we're just kind of all learning and
Yeah.
going about filming and learning what to say and seeing what's funny and what's not. I mean, it's all just kind of, we're all learning together, so.
Yeah. I mean,
anytime we get an idea, we just
put an idea out
Yeah,
there.
we all
put it-
always
we-
writing everything
we have
down.
a group chat, and we'll put it in our phones, and then we'll just send it into the group chat what our idea is, and we'll all just come up with stuff. So I mean, we've probably got 4 or 5 that I think are really like solid videos that nobody's done.
Yeah.
So we've got about 4 or 5 of them loaded up that we're just trying to get out with everything with the move, and that's back to the campfire. I kind of got off. We were all sitting around a campfire, and we were like, man, what are we doing in life? All of us, we all have 9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah.
We all have. I mean, I own a house. I've got a car. I've got your regular like adult bills and all this stuff. And we were all sitting around, and they do too. I'm a little more, I think, into it than they are, just because I'm older. But we're like, man, this 9 to 5, like, sitting around like this stuff sucks.
Big
like,
time.
Yeah.
Like
Soul
we're
sucking.
like why people and everybody talks about this. Every group of friends out there I think can relate and say, oh yeah, we've sat around and talked about that. So we were all sitting around a campfire, after drinking all day, just buzzed talking about this, and I it popped in my head. I look at him, I was like, guys, it's like let's sell everything and move like to the beach in California.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just do it. None of us have families, even girlfriends, relationships, anything like that. So I'm like, why couldn't we? I was like, let's all just sell everything. House, we'll sell our cars, we'll sell all our possessions except for a few
you don't need
things.
that shit out there. Well, I don't know. You might need a car in LA.
No, I mean,
No.
Uber. We're
outside
trying to
LA, so.
we're
Dude,
trying
Uber's
to set
expensive,
it up,
bro.
set it up to
It
where it's
adds up.
like, so where everything's close.
Yeah.
So we won't need to because we're just.
So you're just gonna stay in your little area of LA.
right.
Yeah, and then if we want to go out to the city, we get an Uber and for a
Right.
weekend and all split it and perfect.
Where are you guys gonna go in LA?
Oh,
Probably Hermosa Beach,
Yeah.
I would say, is our Hermosa Manhattan Beach area, which
Yeah.
is just kind of down south. Like you
Little
got
bit
Santa
southern.
Monica, farther south Venice,
Yeah.
farther south that's like Manhattan Beach and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
it's just greater Los
the-
Angeles, but it's not so congested. Like
No, I hear you.
it's slower life
Yeah.
in LA.
yeah, it's more of the beach town type, laid back.
Yeah.
like a lake town here.
I didn't explore that far south whenever I was in LA. I fucking explored all over LA, but next time I go back, I'm gonna do more southern LA. for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we
it's
couldn't
more
even
way
make it to
more
Long
laid
Beach.
back. Yeah, like in like LA and like Hollywood and stuff, it's just so everybody's like congested there all the time.
Rude, just
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
the homeless, like the
Yeah.
homeless population, and like
shitting
just
on the, shitting on the ground.
everywhere you walk around, there's just like so much like garbage and like when you get
Yeah.
into the city, and then
Yeah.
tourists like
Yeah.
even Venice, it's a beach town, but it's like super tourist.
Yeah, I drove through Venice, dude. When I got there, and then I fucking like in my rental car, I hit the Pacific Coast Highway, and I just drove north for like I went to Oxnard.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half north of LA. So like I just drove everywhere, and then I was driving back down south, and like I dipped through the mountains, and then I hit the 405, and then like I came back down a different fucking set of mountains and like canyons, and I came out by like Pepperdine until I hit the one again. So like I drove fucking everywhere whenever I was there. I think the furthest south I went was Inglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we got our rental car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't even make it to Long Beach. We originally were going out there to like look at places and see what what's the area we want to find, and
Yeah.
we just made the Hollywood, the big L, basically Hollywood down to like Hermosa Beach area, and we're like, all right, well Hermosa Beach is the best, and we don't have to travel any farther, and we don't really have time. So I mean, there's
Yeah.
just so much out there.
And
It's so hard to get around, like just to see everything. It's
Oh, there's a ton of shit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove everywhere.
But it's
Yeah.
really cool. Like they got the strand that runs all the way up and down the beach. Like where we're at, like the apartments we're looking at is like literally like just a couple blocks up from the beach,
Yeah.
so we can just walk down there.
That's legit. Yeah,
Electric
I mean,
skateboards, bicycle. I mean, and go all the way,
all
up,
the
and
way up and down.
yeah, if you're just gonna keep everything right there where you need to
Right.
be, yeah, I can dig it.
I'm gonna
for
train
sure.
at Black House MMA, which is like that's right up. I mean, so if we just get scooters and bicycles, like everything will be
Yeah, you'll be straight.
right there.
Yeah, I did get to visit Santa Monica a little bit. It was so fucking nice.
Santa Monica is really cool.
Yeah.
So expensive.
Yeah,
I mean,
most things are out
most
there.
are.
yeah.
But yeah, it was. I guess it didn't look as nice, but it's just
Santa Monica's not as of a like I think laid back beach town
Yeah.
is like down like Manhattan or most.
when you're on the
Yeah.
beach
there, it
in
was
Santa
a
Monica,
different-
like on the pier and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like touristy and beach, like
Yeah.
But the like in the city
Santa Monica, I
parts,
think,
kind
is just
of
more. Yeah, again, a bigger population. People
There's
all in the area.
places there you don't want to go to. Like that's one of the guys told us, and I was like, I'm thinking Santa Monica this whole time, just like this
Yeah.
beautiful paradise and
It's like
stuff
this
like that.
idea
And this
that you
guy's
have.
like, yeah, don't go on this street and this and that. And I'm like, all right, well, but it was still cool. Like,
That's dope. So what kind of place you guys need to get while you're out there?
Just the goal is the main goal. And when we were sitting at the campfire is to live as minimalistically as possible.
Yeah, that's why you're
So
selling all your shit.
Right, to not have all these bills, to not have all this stuff, to live as cheap, to have like our rent and house and stuff, whatever we're staying at, apartment, as cheap as possible. We're all chipping in.
It's just you three, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were even like, man, we'll just go and find a 2-apartment bedroom and one of us sleep on the couch. Like
Fuck yeah.
just to keep more costs down. I
Yeah,
mean,
because at the end of the day, it's still 3 rooms.
right.
Or
And
we
we-
just-
and-
that's what we said.
and
Let's
we're
put
not-
up a dividing wall in the living room. We'll get a 2-bedroom,
This
and then
one's
one
just
of
a
us
little
just
bit
sleep
more
Right,
communal.
and we don't want to
We don't
spend a
need
lot
a
of
living room.
time in there anyway. Like the point is to be at, like to experience. The whole point of this is to experience stuff, relax.
Yeah.
You know, we all want to learn
spend
to
in our
surf.
beds. with women.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
definitely.
if I were you guys, I mean, yeah, definitely, I would double down on like the videos and the Crispy Bro shit, and just like
Yeah, that's what we're gonna
also
do.
set up like an in-house studio, bro. I mean, get some lights and set up your camera, and then just keep that up all the time, and just
Yeah, we
anytime
wanna vlog a lot.
anytime like an idea strikes, boom, record that shit. It's just
Yeah.
about speed of fucking content.
We've gotten a lot better at that. I mean, we used to be like, oh man, we were sitting there, we were in bed, and we were thinking of something hilarious, but then we fell asleep, and then I was like, all right, well, just let's get a notepad or something, put it beside the bed when you wake up,
yeah.
write it down real quick or whatever. And
Absolutely.
then we've pretty much just been putting it in our phones for the
Yeah.
most part. Just pull up notes, slap
Yeah,
it in,
dude.
and that's.
And start creating those bitches.
And if you just
posting them.
all you do is put the bullet points too. So if it's like something kind of long that you're not sure you're gonna remember all of it, and then I just put bullet points, and then I'll be like, oh, it'll bring up what it was about.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to do something about an actor and them doing something crazy, I would put actor crazy. And then I'd be like, okay, well, then the whole
Yeah.
thing comes back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It's good note taking, bro.
Yeah.
And we used to be like, so now we'll just like run with an idea and just put it out. Like we would overthink a lot of stuff. I think in
Yeah,
the beginning, and
don't
we're like, are
overthink
people
it.
gonna think this is funny, or are they
Who
gonna
gives
think
a shit? Do you think
right?
it's
And
funny?
that's what we got to. We just got to that point where like, you know, who cares if people just think we're stupid and don't think it's funny? Like, what's it matter? It's not gonna put us anywhere different than we are now.
Yeah, no, man. I'm excited
So-
for you guys. You guys are putting yourself in a good spot. I mean, fucking execution over everything, right? I mean, you're going out there and just.
Yep.
Not,
And that's
not
we're
just
gonna
talking
vlog.
about it, being about it, right?
Right, we're gonna vlog the whole like us like going there and stuff, and as a separate thing from Crispy Bros. I mean, it'll still be like as Crispy Bros, but the point of saying it's just three guys that had 9-to-5 jobs and
Yeah.
did what everybody talks about. Oh, just go.
Yeah, so you're just going to document the whole
Right.
experience.
Yeah, it's like an experiment. Like, and
Yeah.
if we said we're going to give it at least a year. If at the end of the year we don't like it, or it's it's too expensive, we're out there, we're not really we're not enjoying it or doing making progress, and we'll just come back.
Yeah.
And be right. Like we can all find jobs doing what we're doing now.
Or you can go anywhere else. There's like a
Right,
million
yeah.
places you can fucking go.
Yeah.
There's like a million.
Yeah, that's true. Like me and Brennan, we said I said Miami at first. I wanted Miami just because I've always loved it down there.
He loves big bootied Brazilian women.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But
Cuban
quite a bit.
Cuban women.
And he said California. Let's try California. I was like, I'm up for whatever. I'll go with the flow. So let's go check it out. Let's book our tickets and go out there. So I fell in love with it too while I was out there. And
Yeah. Yeah, Cali's more my speed personally. I'm not a fan of Florida. I know Miami's different than most of Florida, but I'm just not a fan.
it's pretty fast paced.
I'm
Yeah,
not a fan
definitely.
of Florida
It's very
personally.
fast-paced.
Like it's all right, but there's big ass snakes and shit out there, and they got all these
Gators.
gators and huge that too, and a whole big ass fucking bugs and stuff and crazy. All the crazy shit is happening in Florida.
That's, yeah, you always see the
And
articles.
you have to move because the
People, too.
hurricanes all the time.
hurricanes.
And we'll get down there and have to come
I'm
right
just like,
back.
what
I got a
fucking
hurricane.
positives? You can just go to LA and just
Yeah.
get all of that without the shitty stuff.
Except maybe a
Possible
catastrophic
earthquake.
And
yeah.
you also possible
Catastrophic
earthquake, but you also get mountains.
But we don't have tornadoes, so that's good too.
Yeah. Tornadoes. Fuck them things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll deal with an earthquake. I'll just walk outside. We're all right.
Yeah, I like Austin. Have you guys ever been to Austin?
Been through.
Yeah, it's
we
a
used to
dope town.
Yeah. We would go down to this car event in Texas, so I drove through it to get
Yeah.
to Houston or whatever. But
Steven
Yeah.
dated a guy named Austin.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's sweet.
not this one. Not this one.
No, I just like Austin because it's like LA in a way. I mean, all the people are really cool. There's great like an awesome food scene, tons of cool shit to do. Everybody's really young and active, open-minded. But then you still, it still kind of reminds you a little bit of the Midwest, and like cost of living is comparable to here. And there's no state taxes in Texas.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I definitely would love to move there.
Yeah, I
will
think
move there.
I think Texas would be cool. Well,
Yeah.
Seems.
Well, you say food. It's funny you say that because me and Schyler, we were drunk and we're like, all right, we got to stop. Oh, was it me and you, right, Brendan? Me and you went to that burrito place that was right off that
Schyler
food truck.
Schyler was sleeping in the car.
Oh yeah, Schyler missed out on it, but I swear it was the best burrito I've ever had out
Yeah.
there. And so I'm like, all right, it's LA, we got to get good food. You wouldn't think it would come from a food truck, but that was the bomb.
That's what sold you?
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, it was like yeah,
Well,
it was
I
a
can
food
eat
out
this
there is
every day,
amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and we're like driving back to our hotel, and you see like this truck sitting on the thing with like lights going on, and there's like a little campsite of Mexicans sitting right outside of it. It's just like 4 or 5 of them, and so we go, and nothing's in English, and so
Yeah, I'm like, this is the place. This is the shit right
he-
here. You
he
know
speaks
it's good.
Spanish. so he's like telling me what stuff is, and so we ordered it, and yeah, they just cook it up right there and in the middle, like it was like a little park, like nobody around.
That's dope.
And then just
Those are the best spots.
Campsite to Mexicans.
For
yeah.
sure.
And then Steve spilled beans out of the back of the burrito in our brand new 2020 Volvo.
Yeah, hot sauce in the bow.
Damn.
The hot sauce and beans all came
All
out
over
of
the
the
Oh
burrito.
no, listen to this story. So
Fucking foul.
so we go and rent. It's really nice, brand spanking new 2020 Volvo. I don't even know what model, but it was all the fancy
That's
whatever.
90, I think, or one of them.
You know, so it's super nice. So we pull up to the first place that we're staying, and then we were probably the first ones to drive this car. Like
Like
it was-
200
it was
Yeah,
miles
on
on
it.
it.
yeah, we were the
And
first.
so Steven pulls up. He turns into park on the side of the street where we're staying, and you just hear
Bro, the curbs hit different out there.
he just curved so bad, this brand spanking new Volvo wheel, and we're like, you think you'll notice? We're like, I don't know, we'll see. And they never said anything or
No.
never put nothing on his card. But
No,
everybody's
that's good.
Oh shit.
I'm like, that shit'll buff. It'll be all right.
So he curves the
just
wheel
like-
and then spills beans and
Oh,
hot sauce
yeah,
all over the
I
damn
fucked
floor.
that car up.
You were not kind to it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, I think it's dope, right? Because you guys just realized that, like, in the Midwest, there's this whole fucking idea of, like, how you're supposed to do things in life. It's like go to school or go to work and, like, you know, have a family, buy a house.
right,
You
get
know,
the 9 to 5 white picket
Just-
fence,
just-
which is great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if that's like what in that
What makes you happy?
right. If that's
yeah,
what
for sure,
you're
man.
wanting
But
right
really,
then.
honestly, doesn't really make that many people happy. Most people are just
No,
settling.
yeah,
and
say
so
you
many
look
people
at-
are fucking just dying a slow death.
right. Look
you know,
at
there's-
depression and
They're just working in a job that
Divorce
doesn't matter.
rates and-
They know it doesn't matter. They hate it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so many of, and I've done that too for a really long time. You know what I mean? But you know, growing up, we were always told like this is what you're supposed to do. This like there's like
Right.
presented as the way. It's like
Right.
a way. It's you know you can do it that
Right.
way, but it's not the only fucking
go
way.
to college. Yeah, get your 9 to 5.
How many-
I dropped out of college my freshman year. I was like, this is stupid. I don't like
for
this.
sure.
Oh yeah, you're a
And,
loser.
yeah, and the thing about my parents that are really cool is they're like really supportive
They're
and
cool
laid
with
back
it. Yeah.
of whatever like I truly like want, like that'll make me happy. Like my
Yeah.
mom doesn't even like us going out to Cali, but she's like, I think it's a good idea. Like as
a
far
great
as
idea.
like you learning,
Opposite
you
of
know,
my
and doing
mom.
something and trying, you know. So, but they always been cool. But yeah, I dropped out of the.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, dude, I'm honestly like, if my kids want to go to college, like, cool, but I'm really not encouraging college. I would encourage a trade school more than college.
It's an $80,000 party. That's all it is.
It's not even worth it, dude. It's fucking crazy. I got 2 degrees, and I'm just like, why? I don't even need them. I haven't worked for anybody in over a year.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
exactly. That's why entrepreneurship is what I always tell people to try to go for. You know, right off the bat, and give it a try before they try going to a trade school or something like that. you
Dude,
know,
it's too
open
easy
up your
not
own
to.
Business.
I just had my son. We just went to Costco, and I had him use his own money, but I had him buy snacks. So he bought like a box of variety chips and some fruit roll-ups.
Resell them bitches.
Yeah, he's gonna go sell them for $2 like
Yeah,
a bag of chips
that's
and $1
the
fruit roll-up.
easiest way to start.
He's already selling to the neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
Like
He's the
like,
plug.
You sell
Yeah.
gum in the bathroom at school, or
dude, just just start that shit now,
Yeah.
man. And like I'm going over so what's your break even and like what's gonna be your profit margin. And
Exactly.
start teaching him these things now. Oh my God, he's gonna be a billionaire.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
Start him young.
Yeah. So you guys just like fuck this shit.
Yeah,
Let's go follow.
and that's kind of why we're so close, is just because you know, we've always had the same mentality. We've always been super close, super funny guys, and you know, carefree. So we're like, let's just do something together, and I think that's why our bond together has grown so much.
Yeah, dude. And I mean,
Sounds gay.
it
Yeah.
sounds
Thanks.
super gay.
We are kind of gay though, so
Steven's so awkward on this podcast.
He's got textbook answers though. It feels like he's reading from a teleprompter.
he
Yeah,
just
well,
he
I'm
just
just
I'm the
really
business side of it.
Yeah, he's our.
I take care of the numbers in the
Yep.
business.
Our Nevin's
Yeah.
Jew.
He's our
we call him
Nevin's.
our prize Jew.
Yeah.
he just wants to make sure everything's nice and buttoned up.
Yeah.
And, you know, the message is clear, guys.
sometimes it screws us, but it's okay. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. But no, I think it's cool because it's like you guys are all going to be like, you don't have to do it alone, right? You have
Yeah.
all three of you. Everybody's pulling resources. And so many people just want to just like settle down really quick when they're young and just take on all this responsibility. It's like fucking shit. Like
See, yeah, the thing about me,
follow your fucking dreams and just like spread it out.
I've actually done the, you know, I mean, I kind of went in reverse. You know, I was in a relationship when I was 16 years old. We got married and all that until I was, you know, we got divorced when we were 23. So
Oh shit, that shit's rough, bro.
from
Been
age
there.
16 to 24. So my whole early adult life.
Yeah, the whole time you're developing.
You
don't even know who the fuck you are yet.
Right. It's literally, it's literally we got this house. We both, had jobs, that kind of stuff. So I jumped into the whole adult grow up thing real early.
Ditto. I did the exact same thing.
And now I'm at a point where
You're a party animal.
Yeah. But I can screw around. Like I don't have to and the cool thing is I've got, some assets too from all that time.
Well, the best thing is you didn't have kids in that whole
right.
situation, right? I mean, if you would have had kids, it'd be a whole different ball game.
Right. Yeah.
So
now
you're pretty fortunate for that.
I've that happened. I'm almost 28 now, so that was over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That we split up, and so for 3 years I've still been doing the whole 9 to 5, and I got into fighting because I was getting bored with life and stuff. Like I was like, I need something to do. But now I'm like, well, this is the time if I want to go out there and do all that stuff with them.
Perfect timing.
Right, because I don't have kids or anything.
Absolutely.
Plus I've got money I can have in savings now too. I mean, less stress. So.
Absolutely. And the good news is so once you got out of that divorce, you're entering in that part of your life where your brain's actually fully developed. You're starting to figure out who the fuck you are, what you want to be doing. It's a good time in life to be doing some shit like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy to see from your early 20s to where I'm at now, like I said, almost 28, how much your mindset changes on things and the way you perceive and see things. I mean, from everything from socially to political to,
It's how you think about decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
It changes so much. People think people say a 20-year-old dating a 30-year-old. To me, that's way different than a 30-year-old dating 50 or 60-year-old, because your maturity level from your early 20s to mid 20s changes so much because of the way you think.
Oh yeah. Well, your brain's just not fully developed.
Yeah.
I just think about how all the stupid shit I used to do and how I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's so many things I just didn't think through. It's crazy.
But you're glad you did them, right?
Yeah,
Taught you lessons.
I don't really regret it too much.
No critical thinking at that age.
Right,
It's just,
exactly.
If there's one thing just being irrational that I wouldn't have done is I wouldn't have tried to break a car window with my hand.
That's badass though.
Well, the only thing that broke was my hand, and then I had to have surgery, so my hand would probably be crippled when I get older.
You drinking more milk?
What?
You drinking more milk?
No, I don't drink milk, bro.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, it's just not good for you, for real. Actually, I don't really know.
All the hormones. Get the hormones in them bitches.
No, for real, honestly. No, yeah, fuck, dude. The decisions that you make, they just are what they are. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's
Tuition.
That's what makes you who you are in the present.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're kind of retarded, though.
Me?
I don't know. Who's the stupidest out of all three of us?
Oh, me for sure.
All right.
Stupid as in common sense or book smart? Probably Schyler on both ends.
Yeah, I think so too, honestly.
I've had too many head injuries to be all right.
Pretty stupid
Yeah,
as well.
and that's from all the cross, fucking, what, I was going to say cross country.
Motocross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just do stupid things. Skylar's just stupid.
Yeah, I guess
we
so.
really want to, we think it, or at least I think it would be cool. We talked about it, but to do a tribute to Jackass series for Crispy Bros. Where
don't do that.
Where we redo their stunts and just do it like a tribute to them.
Oh, why would you do that?
That'd be hilarious.
No,
that would be funny.
It'd be funny.
Exactly.
Would you watch it?
Exactly.
Would you watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll share it even.
I'll watch.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, where we just pick some of their best bits that they did.
Yeah.
And we just redo them and
Golly, you guys are going to get fucked up.
make it a tribute.
As long as I don't have to swallow the goldfish, I'm
As long as
fine.
it's nothing like Steve-O did.
See,
right?
I would do that. I would
That's
do the gold.
probably
To
all
me, the
what Steve-O
goldfish.
did.
To me, the goldfish thing. That's the one I'd be most apt to do.
What, Steve-O shit?
Goldfish. Yeah, when he swallowed and puked up the goldfish.
Yeah.
That's the first one he wanted to do.
I would do that
He's been
one
saying
over.
he wants to do that for a while, so I think we're just gonna throw that up.
Do it.
Just record it really quick. He's been wanting to do it, so.
Yeah.
But that's where me and Schyler, especially Steven, we didn't know when we were little kids, but we got a lot of our sense of humor from that whole, Jackass, action sports,
Travis
grew up
Pastrana.
grew up racing motocross. Yeah, those Travis Pastrana guys back in all those
Oh,
guys
dude,
back
yeah.
in the day, the stuff that they would do and put those videos the motocross videos we'd watch as kids that they put out.
Oh, yeah.
All the crazy stuff they did. So we got a lot of our just sense of humor and stuff that we think's funny and cool from all that stuff.
Right.
So I was like,
I
I want to bring some of that into it.
Yeah, we lived way out in the country too, so it was we weren't always in town and stuff, so we were doing regular country kid shit and just trying to figure out what to do, and it'd be
Field parties and shit.
No, we would literally when we were younger.
Yeah, no, this is like when we were like
young
kids.
Like we would get all of those like Power Wheels, those big electric cars for kids.
Yeah.
And then we'd like rip the gears out of them, and then we'd find the biggest hill. We lived on 460 acres, so we'd find the biggest hill like on the property, and then we'd get like 6 of our friends, and we all go down it, and we just like crash into each other. Like that's literally the shit we did for fun.
Everybody survived.
Oh, yeah, we'd hook stuff up to 4-wheelers and just sling people all around on the asphalt. You know,
and parking lots with.
So you're gonna do that now
stoppers.
as adults on the same kid toys.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and this is stuff we were doing. Yeah, when we were like 6, 7, 8 years old. Just
always filmed it too.
Oh yeah, I wish if I could find all that old footage.
Man, we have just hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah,
hours.
kids
of
are reckless.
the stuff we used to do.
Yeah, you just build ramps and shit.
Yeah, we'd build ramps, nails sticking out of them every which way.
Oh, dude, try to get as much air as possible.
I know Schyler's stupid because he used to take this video. I saw a video of him taking a dirt bike, a little toy dirt bike, and for like 30 minutes going back and forth, throwing the little dirt bike and just making it crash into a wall.
Wow.
In my mind, I had this big picture that it was going to just come out of the camera all edited and done with like CGI and shit. So I was like 7. Give me a break.
How old are you now?
24.
24. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're picking a good time. Your brain's just now fully developing. It's not even there yet. You still got like another. How old are you, Steve?
Steven, he's the youngest.
22.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 22?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your brain's
I've always been the baby, though.
That's why he makes a lot of bad decisions.
Tons
Yeah,
of them.
I got to get him out of the way.
Golly, I look at my little brother. I think he's about to be 20. I'm just like, you're so stupid. It's not your fault though. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just ignorance. I mean, it's not.
It's gonna make for funny content.
Oh, yeah.
It always does.
Holy shit! So what other ideas you guys got brewing? Are you gonna share them?
For videos or just
in
the whole
general?
thing?
Well,
We want to do so. We've got a good one. Me and Steven last year for Halloween, we dressed up as Mormons, and everybody got a kick out of that. Like we had so many people coming, taking pictures with us and doing stuff like that. So we've got a few bits that we're gonna do as Mormons, like spoofs on stuff.
that's funny.
We've got a few ideas for those.
That's what's up.
What else are we gonna do?
I mean, we could pull out the notebook, but
Yeah, we got
that's
a lot
quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
a lot of just like stupid little stuff. We've got quite a few ideas that are just like little, 10-second videos.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you see go viral first.
Like that ghost one you
nowadays.
did?
Yeah.
How long was
Right.
that? Was that 45 seconds?
Like
20 seconds?
Yeah.
29.
I think honestly
29
that's what we
seconds.
need to focus on because that I feel gets the most shares. People don't have such an attention span.
Oh, dude,
so
people
it's
have no
like-
attention span.
It's all who sees it and when. Like, of course,
Yeah, I mean,
we
if you
put.
get one big person to share one of
Yeah.
them, you just.
So
Yeah.
like I personally think the ghost one we did, to me, that was the funniest one we've done.
Yeah.
But that or the Tinder Girls one, that one was pretty funny.
The
but-
Tender
one
Girls
was-
one was pretty
That
funny.
one was a hit.
I thought the Jules
mean-
one was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one takes an attention span. Like you got to be
Yeah.
dedicated to that video.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
It's like 3 minutes.
The
And that's
American
like,
Fighter one's a long one.
yeah,
too.
that's I like that one. That
The
was
fighter one
good.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more niche though. I didn't think that one would take off. The Tinder Girls one, everybody was just like it was like after we'd already released our 3rd or 4th one, and then it started gaining, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna join one of these pages with 20 million people. I'm just gonna share it in there, and then it did, and then it started going up, and it went up from 4,000 to 11,000 in 2 days or something.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. When we started this, we've only been doing it for a couple months now,
Yeah.
if that.
Not e-
And
yeah,
we
not
started a fresh page, a fresh everything. So 0 followers, 0 anything. And our first video we put out has almost 12,000 views.
Yeah,
Right
no,
now,
it's
I
legit.
With
check it
no
out.
name, no. So we're like, if we just keep doing
just
it
a
and keep
process.
upping it, right?
Yeah.
It compounds, more people follow, and then you'll hit that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know.
we've had some pages actually steal our videos
Yeah.
already.
Oh, really?
The one of me golfing, my ass falls out. You
yeah.
see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that got bogarted from some foreign pages and stuff, and it was I came across I stumbled across it because I was
Yeah,
going to.
I don't know how you found it.
I was going to
What? I
post
want to
it.
see. Where's it at?
The video?
Yeah. The foreign one?
no.
The page.
The page that shared it.
The page was a foreign page,
Oh.
And they just took
and then
our,
they
As in not
screen
our page.
video screen grabbed it the video, and then
They
took
put it
all
on their
our
page and
watermarks
didn't-
out
right.
and stuff, and didn't tag us, and then put it on their page, and then downloaded it straight to their page.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
What page is it?
Oh, I forget.
It was called like Laugh Funny or something, and it was like all a rape like.
Do they have following? Do they have a following?
They have like 20,000, didn't they?
Something
No,
like that.
Damn.
I don't know, but I remember they got a bunch of shares off.
Yeah, I mean that
video.
one when it had only been up there for a few hours.
Yeah,
And was it like,
but
what,
the video is
2,000
actually
shares?
of you guys.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're already
it's our video.
experiencing people taking our content.
Yeah.
So it's like
damn.
that's a little taste
Yeah.
of
It's just gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah, which we don't really. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not trying to make money off it right at this.
It is what
point.
it
We
is.
messaged them and said,
So-
"Hey, tag us or don't use our content."
Yeah, they
And
ended up
then
tagging
they
us.
tagged us.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Nice.
After a call out.
So
After
it's.
a call out.
You just gotta be fucking direct.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
But that's
Yeah.
what's cool about it is that it sucks that people do that, but we don't really care. Like this, we have nothing invested in this except so that's
Yeah.
the whole point of this is like we just don't care.
Yeah.
Like whatever, people
Yeah.
like it, they don't
They're
like it.
like, yeah.
Who cares?
I mean that's
it doesn't
that's a
matter.
sign of flattery, right? They're taking our content, so
Well, obviously they
it's
liked
good.
it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I mean.
Just
I
the-
see
that
that.
means
and
we
there's a
get
The
silver
bummer
lining.
from us now is why we're kind of like, oh, that sucks.
no,
I
we
mean,
don't
it's
get
cool
any
that
followers, right?
well, we don't get any views
Yeah.
because they're bogarting it off
Right,
ours, and so
exactly.
they'll have like another 5,000 views, but the original video will still be at whatever we have. So it's like they're getting views with no.
And they're getting people to follow
ties
their
to
page
us.
because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they post funny stuff. Well,
Yeah.
no, we posted that, and then you took it. So
Yeah.
I don't care if
Thieves.
somebody else posts our stuff as long as they share it like from our page
Yeah.
or
Credit,
or
yeah.
credit us or do it something because
Yeah.
now we're
Because
seeing
you need the views. The views equal
right.
dollars.
We're trying to get started up. So
So you guys gonna get jobs while you're out there?
yeah, we'll have to, I mean I'll have some money saved back, but I don't want to like get in start having to use it. So we're gonna find something really like
I mean, we had
brainless and easy.
yeah, I mean, we had the idea of starting like a little stand off Venice Beach, and then taking all our profits and just taking money to live off of, and then everything else we take the money and we go donate it or do something with the money to help people, just because we don't need it. We're just going out there for basic essentials and just to.
Why don't you need it?
Well, we'll take the money that we need to live off of, and then all
Right,
the other
for the
money
first
we do,
year,
do shit with
A
it.
non-for-profit.
Yeah.
Right. The plan for or the idea with that was, for the first year that we go out there, we're just gonna try and just like I said, live as bare minimal as possible and not get bills, not go buy stuff, not have whatever. Even if we do come into a lot of money, we're gonna try the whole like just as bare as possible. Even if like something happened, like if Crispy Bros took off and it went whatever. So we said if we did like a food stand or something out there and we just whatever we took we just used for our rent and food and stuff, and then we just gave everything extra, like we went to like homeless shelters or whatever or food banks, whatever, and just or help somebody if they had a project on their house
Yeah.
that they needed to get done, like an old lady's window busted and she couldn't afford it, just do like random stuff like that
Yeah.
and just give it back and do that for a year.
Yeah. It's
just
very noble of you.
just as something again different, like to do something different, and then and not only that, it would be a win-win. I mean, if we could roll that into like videos and like stuff like that, like we're getting to help people, plus we're getting like
Yeah.
notoriety from it. Like I don't like to be like, oh, well, we're just gonna do stuff to get notoriety,
Right.
but the truth is that does help. Like if you
It's a win-win. I mean, it's a reality
right, it's a
of
win-win.
life,
Right.
I
People
mean, you
people
guys
always are like, oh well, if somebody posts something of them doing good, it doesn't count. No, to me that makes it still counts.
Also,
but it's
that
a
might
win-win.
that might
It'll-
motivate somebody
right,
else
it'll
to also do
inspire other
good.
people.
Yeah.
Right. So people who say like, oh, anybody who just talks about doing good. So that's one of our ideas that we might try and get. But when we were out there, we looked at vending and like how you do it and how much it is. I mean, it's very hard.
pain
to
in
Very
the
long
ass.
waiting list too. It's like
Yeah.
first come first serve after a certain amount of
Well,
time.
you have to have lived to
Yeah.
vend on Venice Beach, to be like one of those street vendors that you see around all the way up and down. To even be able to apply for the license, you have to have had been a resident of Venice Beach for 15 years.
Oh wow.
So
So
we're gonna try and
Curveball. That
find.
was a curveball. when
Yeah,
we were-
he's like,
we were
people are
there.
just still living here waiting for that 15 years so they can get on the list, and then after they get on the list, they still have
Well,
all
it's-
the people that
It's first
ahead
come,
of
first
them.
serve. Yeah, they said there was people that set up at a certain spot on Venice.
Yeah.
They've been doing it since the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
And they go there every morning at 4 or 5 in the morning before everybody shows up to set their stuff
that's
up,
their
and that's
job.
their
That's what
spot.
they
It's
do.
like a even though they don't have a reserved spot from you know,
It's
the
understood.
government,
It's understood.
everybody knows because they've all been there for
it's
so
a community.
long. Yeah. Right. They all know each other. Yeah. So
Wow.
So if we do something like that, it's going to have to be working with one of them who's already in.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there might be some loopholes that we can actually still do it.
Yeah.
But we think that would be cool. Like, you know, we're not
Yeah.
going to set ourselves into anything that we have to do. But,
Yeah.
and, you know, and that's the thing with the
Off
jobs.
the cuff. So we don't really have a plan.
Right. Yeah. Well, the story of us going out there, it was a couple months ago when I said we were sitting on the campfire and decided.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks later. We booked tickets and stuff. 2 weeks later, we flew out there. None of us had ever been there. We flew out there. We didn't have any hotels things. We didn't have. I think all we had was a car rented.
Yeah.
Right. And our plane tickets.
Yeah. Couch surfing app. Shout out to that.
Yeah. we used this app called Couch Surfing, which we'd never heard of, but it's like Airbnb.
Yeah.
But it's free. Like people just can say, hey, you can come stay at my house.
Yeah.
So first of all, we're like, well, that's weird. Like we don't want to like. There's got to be a bunch of creepy weirdos on that site.
Very.
And so we were all like, I don't know if we should do that. And then we hit that mindset. Well, we're like, well, we're still having the exact same thinking that we were before. I said, screw it. We're all adult males. It's not like, you know, I mean, I could tell a girl who, you know, or something like somebody who's younger
You guys
can't
are able to
defend themselves or something. I would say, yeah, I don't know if I would do that nowadays.
And you
But
guys
it's like that. So like, well, what are they
get
gonna
to
do? You know,
shit.
we won't drink anything that they give us if it's not, you know, bottled or whatever. And so we did that, and we found a couple of really cool people. One of the people we stayed with was actually a really big part of the TV show Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
And he let us stay at his place in Santa Monica, like this, like
Oh, dope.
dope, yeah.
It's like this penthouse on the top floor of an apartment, but he had the
It was
whole
all,
thing.
yeah, it was all his, like
was,
the
like,
whole
all
apartment
redone.
complex.
It was free.
And yeah,
Free.
completely free.
Yeah,
and not only that,
Damn.
he took us out. He took us
spent
out.
like $500 in alcohol.
Yeah,
Just
he was like buying us. So
Here
he
you go.
took us to In-N-Out Burger, and we're like,
Was
dude,
he just lonely?
no, he does
he
it more
does-
of an experience. Like
yeah.
Like
Just
he's
being
like
a nice
showing
guy.
us, yeah, and like this guy's like high profile Hollywood. Like I don't want to say his
Yeah,
name
yeah.
and stuff,
But-
but
Yeah.
like we didn't know how it was at first. And after we met him and came back and looked him up online and all the stuff that he's done and like stuff,
Yeah.
we're like, whoa,
Holy
this
shit.
guy actually like at first we thought he was like BSing. He
Yeah.
like tells us he's like, oh yeah, I'm a producer for these shows, and he like starts talking about Rick and Morty. He's like a big part of that. He's not
Well,
like the credit producer,
He had like all this merch, and like it's like this little cove on his kitchen, and it was just like all this Rick and Morty merch, and I was like, man, this guy must like Rick
Yeah.
and Morty.
Yeah.
Something's
I
up.
said, what are you doing with all the Rick and Morty merch? And he's like, and that's when he was like,
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a big affiliation with the show. He's like, I
He
sell all
didn't
the
go off the
merchandise.
bat like
No,
saying that he was any big shot at
No.
all. He
And
actually
there
let
was-
us
Yeah.
he was he's
ask him questions
he was
and
much
then he brought it up.
much
Well,
bigger.
when he
than-
opened the door, like,
We
like
could
he opened
understand.
it and like he's like, "Oh, hey guys, come on in." And he like gave us the like this dude was the most laid back dude.
Yeah.
And there's actually two other high profile actors that live with him that they were shooting in.
we stayed in their rooms.
Yeah, they were shooting in Canada. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can have these rooms." Like he's just so trusting. We literally look in their rooms and there's like Rolexes lined up.
everywhere.
We could have put that. He gave us the code to like get into the apartment
Do they
building.
have cameras?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we
Oh, see, I mean,
yeah we. Oh, did he
No,
have
he
cameras?
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
sure they
so.
did on the
Yeah,
apartment
I'm sure.
building.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
But
think it's side.
oh wow, yeah, super trusting.
But yeah, the dude was
Unless he
super
had nanny
trusting.
cams.
That's cool though, man. That's cool. There's actually humans out there.
Well, that was just the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was the
just
first
wait.
guy we met. The second one had
strap in, kids.
the second one had a apartment or a room, a suite at this really nice hotel in downtown Hollywood, like on Hollywood Boulevard. So he's like, yeah, you know, if you guys are in town, I got a suite there that weekend. You guys can come, you know, stay on the couches, whatever you want. I don't care. We're gonna party, gonna do stuff. So we show up there to this one, and this guy, it was a riot. He like, we open the door and you go in and you just see.
Hold on.
Well, I'm not gonna say his name.
I was about to say he will see this.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna know who he is. But we walk in, he goes, line of cocaine. He's like, hey, you guys want some? And we're like, oh no, we're good, man, appreciate it. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, hey, here's a room, put your stuff wherever, do all that stuff. So we're like, okay. And like we sat down talking to a super cool guy, and he had a pretty lucrative business that he was in. And so he was telling us about that. And then that night he takes us out and he shows us like downtown Hollywood, like the clubs and stuff like that. And again, he's buying all this stuff, paying it. We're like, dude, let us get you something. He's like, oh no, it's cool, man. Like doing all this stuff for us. So he lets us stay there, and we went to all these we went to like some like they call them like after hours parties out there. Where it was like after everything closes in some abandoned warehouse where they just like set up things. So that was an experience.
It was a giant rave.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
definitely wasn't like our scene
With
like,
drug dealers, a full wooden bar that they built in the thing.
It's not like
and
that's just the best way to meet people. Is just
well,
couch
these people.
No, it was
oh
amazing.
yeah, couch surfer rap. But yeah, this rave thing. It was like people super drugged out. Like, but it was an experience. Like that was
no,
like
not the
no,
you know
but
what
that
I'm saying?
experience was awesome.
Yeah, you
because,
guys are
like, we
meeting
got
people
to see
taking all these
that.
crazy ass experiences through this.
We
fucking
said
app.
that. We said that before we
Even
went.
when you're living there, I'd still use the app.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
just to meet people for sure.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
like the
the
big
third, so that was the second night. The third night,
Strap in, kids.
so we partied with this guy all night and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, you guys can stay again tonight if you want, whatever. It's like, okay, he had to go do some stuff. So then we go drive down the whole beach side. And that's where we went to Manhattan and stuff because people are like, hey, you guys we told people like what we were into and looking for out there. So yeah, go check that out. So we go down there. We're sitting at like some cafe by the beach. And this
Shout
guy,
out to Baja Sharkies.
Yeah.
this place is good. But this dude pulls up on a moped, and we're all sitting there. We look at him, and I'm like, because we were talking about getting mopeds, bicycles, whatever. So he pulls up, and I ask him, I'm like, hey, man, what are the laws like for those out here? We're moving out here, and we might get some mopeds or something. So he starts telling us about the laws and stuff. And we start talking more and more, and we tell him what we're doing. And this guy's like, he's like super cool. He's like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, well, hey, what are your guys' number? My buddy, he owns this pool bar, over in Hermosa. He's having a big pool party. You guys can come. Here, give me your numbers. And you just tell him you know me and stuff like that. He's like, and then my other buddy, he's having a rooftop party over here in Manhattan Beach at his apartment and stuff like that. He's like, you guys can come over and hang out there. Give me your number. So we gave him our number, and he's like, yeah, just text me if you're in town. So we were back at our buddy's hotel. We're like, well, we'll see what he's doing tomorrow, and maybe we'll go check that out. So we ended up checking out the party afterwards, and we go up, super nice apartment, like overlooking the ocean there in Manhattan, like overlooking the beach, everything. You walk up and there's like 10 to 15 just like supermodel looking girls all just hanging out, standing around. We're like, what are we doing? And everybody there was like so cool. Like they had like this whole bar. He's like, yeah, just take have whatever you want. And like we partied all night with those people.
Yeah.
And they gave us all their numbers. Like, yeah, whenever you guys move down here, if you need something, just let us know. So just based off that Couchsurf app, we met so many people and made so many connections in 3 days we were there.
Yeah.
That like we already going into there have so much options we can
Yeah, they all probably do coke.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The first guy did not.
Yeah,
He was very adamant against it.
Well, I know the second guy did, but the third guy probably did too.
The third,
they were
well,
all-
the third one, they were party animals.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm
probably
sure he did a lot.
But
I
all
didn't
like
see him.
super smart people. Like
Yeah, super
Yeah, well,
smart,
I'm just
like,
saying, when you're on
cool.
coke, you're just like
Well, yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
fucking friend. You're business planning. You're
Right.
doing.
yeah. Business plan at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all super cool, and they're definitely
No,
we
that's
used to have
dope.
their numbers and on them on social media.
Oh
so
yeah,
like,
so you
we're
made some great
friends, and
connections for when you go back out there.
we'll even chat.
3 days.
Yeah.
back
That's
and forth.
how many people.
Dude,
we met.
LA's so amazing. Whenever I was out there, yeah, same experience. Like everybody's just super generous, very
Yeah.
nice. At least the people I ran into.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Yeah, it was definitely. And
Like
then
I
I think
smoked
too,
for free the whole time. For real, it was
yeah,
great.
people just give you stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think
people
too,
just-
being from the Midwest, like I think they can tell, like, and people that live out there have been there their whole lives. You can definitely tell we're like these country like hicks, and
Stick out.
You're right. They all want to kind of like know about it.
You guys had a hell of an experience, though. It's so cool because, well, being from the Midwest, right? Like that's the shit that we've always seen, like on TV,
Yeah.
right? And then now you're there, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like normal life for them, right? But like I had this thought whenever where was I? At? I don't know, like Walgreens or CVS or some shit. And I was like checking out, and I looked at a tabloid, and I was like, man, like these are much more relevant here, like,
Yeah.
like because it's about people in that fucking town.
It's their
Yeah,
newspaper.
definitely.
Yeah, it's interesting, right, to be in that atmosphere.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, TV just makes it a lot more glamorous, and when you're actually there, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's just life, but like they have a bigger microphone, right? Everything that gets done over there, or like in New York, even
Yeah.
like gets seen out here in the
quickest.
Midwest, where
Yeah.
not shit's happening.
Right.
I think it's for sure true that like that place for networking is unbelievable, and
Oh,
if you have
dude.
some type of dream that you want to chase, I think that's a good place.
Yep.
Just to start.
They're
Just-
different people out there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
definitely.
We even
but
went to a bar like the first night, and like the whole mindset of like you go to a bar here in the Midwest, and it's like dudes like on the prowl for girls,
Yeah.
like it's like you're just out like hunting, and everybody's like ugh, and like people are real standoffish, and like if a guy talks to a girl or even I guess sometimes vice versa, but you know, oh, you can get away, you know.
Yeah,
and
people
like
don't really go out to meet people.
Right. Yeah, people stay in their own groups. And,
Yeah.
you're seen as if you try and talk, especially to the opposite sex, if you try and talk to them, it's like, you're a creep, get away. Out there, they don't have, like, you're looked down upon if it's like, if you're trying to actually go out, like, you know, you hear, oh, we're going out this weekend to get girls, and, you know, they're getting all ready, we're going to talk to girls. Out there, none of it's about that. It's just about everybody talking to everybody and, like, just asking questions. Like, we had so many people, like, just come up and just talking to us, and there was no, like, agenda. Like, they were like, oh, what do you guys do? You know, what do you guys do? What do you?
And everybody's super friendly. They hug.
Like,
They hug. Like I like to hug, but I don't like. You don't do it around here. Like, like people are like, what the fuck are you hugging me for?
But that's exactly what it's like. Like, yeah, you go out to
everybody
a bar,
out there, they meet you, they fucking hug you. Like, everybody's just talking to everybody. It creates a weird dynamic here, right, between guys and girls. But out there, it's just everybody's just talking.
Definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was this really, man, he was short. He looked old. And before we went to that party we were telling you about, like the after hours thing, the guy was like, hey, he's like, guys will come up to you and like talk to you and like be touchy-feely and like huggy. He's like, it's not gay. It's just what it is. He's like, everybody's like that.
And Sky was like, Sky was like, damn.
I was like,
it might be a little gay.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
And I was like,
if it is, who cares?
Yeah. Anyway, I was like, all right. So we're at that party and it's like winding up in the end of the night, and I'm kind of like, I'm out of it. And I was like, we need to get out of here. And then this guy walks up. You remember that guy with the long hair?
No, I think that guy definitely just wanted to bone you.
He probably did. But he was...
Skyler just wasn't in the mood that night, or else he would have went home with him.
No, he was... he talked for 45 minutes, and I couldn't tell you what word he said. Because I was just like... It was like... I was so out of it, and he just kept asking the most mundane questions, I guess is what I'm trying to get across. But it was just like regular conversation for them. If that makes any sense. It really doesn't.
What was he asking?
He was kind of a fuck up. So it was just a random guy, and Skyler just was out of it.
Yeah, it was so weird, the stuff he was asking.
What was he asking?
He'd be like, where are you from? He's like, did you go to school around here, or did you... It was just the weirdest... I don't remember it too well. That's kind of why I'm like... I don't really know what...
Just remember how it made you feel?
I remember how it made me feel.
Wow,
Thank
good story,
you. That's
bro.
perfect.
Cool story,
I
bro.
remember how it made me feel. I can't put it into words.
You guys can edit that whole...
Yeah. We're not going to...
5 minutes of nothing out.
Cut that part out.
And this guy was there, man.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I lost that one halfway through, and I tried to pick it back up, but I couldn't find it.
What point are you trying to get across, bro?
He goes, this guy, he was asking me just everyday questions.
I was like, here comes a thought. There it goes.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
Well, that's something that's gonna be weird with Crispy Bros is we don't want to be politically correct. Like this whole like we're super against this whole cancel culture, like comedian silence, stuff like that. Like you see all these comedians getting shut down. So it's like we don't want to become that. Like we want to do what we think is funny.
Yeah, you're gonna be in a strange spot then out there because they're
right.
A little more
And we're not even moving out there for the Crispy Bro stuff. That actually kind of came separate. But
yeah.
Well,
I'm saying in general.
Like you just can't. There's so many things that are hilarious to us that it's nothing. That's not
Steve's over here losing his shit.
I just get on these
Schyler stories.
I just get on these laughing binges. I'm good.
But we
go on.
Yeah, we just don't want. Bottom line is we don't want to fall into that trap of like watering down the stuff we think is funny in comedy because everybody gets so offended by everything nowadays. Like you have to. Obviously there's some stuff that is offensive, and you don't want to. That you shouldn't talk about, but there's so much of it that it's made much a bigger deal than it is.
Yeah. Well, you guys asked me like, could we say retard? Yeah, I say retard all the time.
Yeah, like there's lots of and I mean like gay jokes. Like we make them like I have no problem with gay people. Like I've got plenty of friends and family that I love. Great people that are gay. Yeah. But there's some funny stuff about gay jokes. There's some funny gay jokes.
There's funny shit about everything.
Yeah.
Like just quit being so fucking uptight.
Quit being a pussy.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Hey, did you guys watch that new Bill Burr?
Yeah. Paper Tiger?
Yeah, I don't know if it was on this old one actually. I think it was maybe it was like an older one. It wasn't the most recent stand-up. But he's talking about like the word faggot. Yeah. Like I grew up calling my friends fag, and I don't have nothing against gay people at all. Like,
Like you said, it's like the.
But you're acting like a fag sometimes.
No, So somebody did that bit. He goes.
It was Louis C.K.
Yeah, and he goes, you walk in on two dudes hugging each other, you're like, oh, that's gay.
Right? I mean, it just is what it is, dude. But
Yeah, like, dude, I've heard so many jokes about, like,
it's just words.
white
you know
people.
What I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Things that, like, I guess I'm more into, or jokes about things that I identify with. And I find them hilarious. Like, even if I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. Like, no, I don't do that, but that is hilarious. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, words are this weird thing, right? Because words can be, like, amazingly powerful, but on the same note, certain words only have as much power as you give them, right? Like, we make these words taboo, and it's just like, it's just a fucking word. Like, it's just a word. Like, I understand, like, the words used, again, they have influence in different things, but it's just a word.
Exactly.
Right. And there's some things like that. It's
the intent.
Right, I was gonna say people
word.
will say exactly. People will say that it doesn't matter what the intent was. No, it 100% matters.
Intent
only
100%
only what the
matters.
intent was. Because I can, if I look at somebody, like, if I call somebody a bitch, like, jokingly, like, hey, what's up, bitch? That's like, bitch, like, angry. Like, that's the exact same word.
Yeah.
But there is two completely different, like, meanings behind it.
And that's the weird thing about the English language. There's just so much nuance.
Right. And now, so it's like, I don't know, man. We just don't, we want to stay away from being too, politically, everything has to be perfect. If something's funny.
We're just going to be real.
Right. If something's funny, we'll say it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
not give a fuck.
I mean, and I'm against saying things that can legitimately hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm against calling somebody, like, making fun of something that's it's different when
you
you're
don't be distasteful.
Right. It's different when you're, directing it specifically at somebody or something, and it's, again, it's the intent.
You guys worried about accidentally ending up with a tranny while you're out there?
No.
Most often, yeah.
I would.
I mean,
you just gotta roll.
Skyler was talking about beautiful trannies.
If you
if
you accidentally hook up with a tranny, what do you do? Go.
Don't tell anybody.
What do you do?
I'm with him. Don't tell anybody.
Like, just making out. Like, I mean, because you get to a point where you would know they were a tranny. But, like, if I was like, oh, this really hot girl and making out, and then turns out she used to be a dude.
It's dark in there. You don't. Really
I would
know.
tell people. I'd find it hilarious. Like, I would think that's hilarious and tell people.
Yeah, maybe.
Go down on her?
Well, I mean, once you got to a point, like, no. Like, once you realize, no, I'm like, this doesn't do it for me. But we need to ask him the question.
That I thought up the other day.
Ask him the question about the really high.
So now we have a question for you.
What is it?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go pee while you ask him this question.
Wait, it was the really.
The one where you're a really like hot, like you look exactly like a girl when you got a wiener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everything's exactly like
Most beautiful girl.
Or you see a guy.
Yeah.
That's exactly built like a dude who has a vagina.
Yeah. So if you had if you have to have
That's a difficult
So
question.
like a Philippine, like a.
Okay, here's I remember the question. Here's the if you gone.
Like a Thai tranny.
Yeah, like the most beautiful woman.
The most beautiful women in the world
Damn it.
are actually
Yeah, let him tell the story.
the most beautiful women in the world are actually Thai boys.
So yeah, you just think of. Can you hear me on this?
Yeah, he's got.
So you think of the most banging, beautiful, like your ideal perfect woman, an actress,
Yeah, like a
whatever
Thai
you think
boy.
it is. Okay, whatever you think it is,
They're super hot. To
Jessica
you.
Alba.
I got you.
Jennifer
I got
Aniston,
it.
Whatever, you pick one.
But they have a
Okay?
dick.
Yeah, and they've got a wiener.
Okay, yes.
Now you've got.
Now there are no chicks with dicks, only dudes with tits.
Just listen to the rest of this.
That's true. Never thought of it that way.
He likes chicks
and
and their tits.
then you see like the most like just like manly beat that dude, beard, all that stuff. But he has a vagina. Like it's just like a straight woman down there. But
So he's beefed out. So he probably has like solid glutes, right? So if
yes,
you like
everything about
turn
him's
it
like
over.
manly.
Here we
Everything
go.
about him's like
Steve
manly.
with
Brendan with a
You
vagina.
have to pick. You have
But
to
if you
pick.
turn it over,
No, you have to pick. Would
The
you
backside.
Would you have sex with the like technically the guy, the girl
Lights
that's like
off?
exactly like a girl, and you have to have sex with her, or the one that looks exactly like a guy but has a vagina?
probably the one with the vagina.
So you would be all feeling up on this big manly dude
Who's,
with a beard.
why
and
would you
stuff.
have to fill up on anything if you just bend it over,
No,
bend him
I
over,
That's a good
her
point.
over?
That's a
I
good
guess.
point, but
I guess.
It's a vagina.
That was
So you
that was an easy question for him.
Wow.
Close your
Look at
eyes.
that right off the bat.
Mess me up.
They thought about that for a while.
Well,
that question hit different.
Yeah,
That question hit different.
that shit hit different.
Oh Well, I guess you're expecting more contemplation on that one, huh?
Yeah,
I
we
guess
did.
so.
We thought so.
Yeah, we thought you
Well,
were gonna...
I understand the predicament, right? Because obviously,
Yeah.
if you're looking at all the features and soft, right? I don't know. Do what? You
I say
maybe just do anal and just give a good reach around,
Yeah.
be courteous.
I say Jessica Alba with a penis or Steve with a vagina. What you going for?
Steve's a handsome man,
Thank you.
though.
Thank you. Makes it difficult.
His nice hair too.
Thanks. Well, I mean, it's almost gone. Well, up here, it's starting to
You
lose.
got a nice
thin,
flip,
thin.
bro. You got a nice flip.
I
Don't
try.
worry. So
Me and Brennan are the balding ones.
You're taking Steve then, huh?
maybe he's got a vagina.
That's brutal. But
Yeah,
a
what if-
compliment for Steve.
What
But
if me
Steve
and
over
Schyler-
Brendan though. Steve, if it was Brendan though, I
You-
might not take the she he. I don't. What is it? What are they?
Now you know where I was.
I
having a
shouldn't say
problem
it.
with
That makes me sound insensitive.
Yeah, use their
Insensitive. Is it
pronouns.
insensitive?
Use their pronouns, please.
Pronouns.
They.
Zer.
Jim,
Zer.
Zer.
I'm not good at pronouns.
I'm not either.
My girlfriend gets mad at me because I call her dog and it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You always call a dog an it or a doggo.
I call all animals it. It's an animal.
Yeah.
I'm team human all the way.
I hate when you
I'm
go
not
up
good
to
at
somebody
pronouns.
and you want to like pet their dog and you're like, oh, what's its name? Because apparently
Her name?
Yeah, her name is.
Yeah, her.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I didn't know at first. I feel like everybody needs to just like get down there and look, and then come up and like, what are you doing? Be like,
Maybe sniff a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, I need to put some
Oh, fuck.
stipulations
We got
on
Brennan
this,
back on the line.
on this question for Adam.
Some stuff.
Okay, so same
We've
question.
already moved on, bro.
No, same question, but you have to like cuddle and make love.
it has to be
Like,
intimate. That
yes,
was
you
the,
have to
that was
cuddle.
the kicker.
You have to cuddle, kiss.
That
like,
was the
feel
kicker.
them. And
Yeah, I think
it
that
has
was
to be
the
an
curveball.
That
it
was the
has to be
kicker.
an intimate love making.
I knew it was too easy for him to
A
answer.
Yeah.
dude, a dude with a vagina or a super hot female with a wiener.
And the dude with the vagina, you have to be intimate with.
Yeah,
you
like
have
we're
to
talking
cuddle,
That was
rub,
the
cuddle,
curveball.
like
That's what-
kiss.
That's the
That's what
curveball.
made
Feel
the
his
question difficult.
like beard hair on your chest.
Maybe,
Oh, really?
maybe nuzzle his neck.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Does that change it? Does that change it up?
Because that was the basis of my answer, right? You could just like not.
Yeah,
Right, no,
Don't
that's-
think
But
about
now
it.
where you
So
at?
yeah, so now
You
we're
just
at
be
like, and
emotionally
we're talking to a girl like
detached.
she's like smooth girl's body, nice and
Oh.
soft, smells good like a girl.
Well, dude, I'll do what any fine gentleman does, and I'll just give her a reach around while I'm doing my thing.
So
gonna
you would
say
pick
have
the
sex with them
girl.
both.
So you would pick. I mean, the girl that's a guy, like the one that looks like a
Yeah.
girl but has a wiener.
The one with the penis.
That's what you
Right.
would pick.
Yeah.
I would have to pick that. I think
Yeah.
because I don't see how like a dude like touching like that's just not my thing.
It's not my thing either.
I can't, it couldn't do it for me. So it's like I would have to
Yeah.
if I had to pick one, it'd have to be
Doggy
that way.
style, right?
Yeah.
But technically it's dude because there's a wiener. So
Yeah. I don't know, man.
So-
What the fuck do I know? Maybe it's not a dude. It's a
Yeah,
fine young lady.
I don't think we're
And
gonna
her
run-
name is now Samantha, and it's no longer Kendrick. I don't know, man.
I don't think we're gonna have that problem in LA though. I don't think that's a big deal unless we're trying
Right.
to find prostitutes or something.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
No women of the
I'm
night
just
here.
silly. Do what? No women.
No
of
women
the
of the
night.
night here.
Yeah. Don't pay for sex, bro.
No.
Just don't do it.
Me? Yeah, right.
might.
Self-proclaimed lady.
I want to
killer.
hear Schyler tell a story real quick. just give us your most what's the like funniest thing you ever saw happen in your life. You have 1 minute
You won't
to
remember, dude.
You have 1 minute to tell us the funniest thing that ever happened in your entire life.
Probably we were at a gas station and we were about to go out on the river, so we were juicing up the jet skis, and there was this old dude in this old rusty ass car, and he like pulls up to a gas pump and he starts filling up his car, and he's in like these brown corduroy pants. He like looks around, and I was like, my buddy Matt, I was like, Matt, look at this guy. I was like, he's gonna do something. And the guy looks around and he just lifts his leg up and he shakes his corduroys and two turds just roll out onto the ground.
This is not a real story.
I swear on my life.
How have we not heard?
I've
about
heard
this
that
story?
And then I go, Matt, I think he just shit. And the guy looks around, doesn't pay for his gas, gets in his car and leaves.
You're like, this dude looks like a weird.
I was like, dude, something fell out of his pants. We walked over there and there was two just shits laying on the ground. That's 100% truth, man.
I've never heard this story, so this is new to me. I thought you were my best friend.
Shit.
Oh my God! Have you guys seen that movie?
He redeemed himself from that stupid story about man. This one time I was sitting up against this wall, and this old short guy,
Dude,
and started talking to me about normal things.
I tapped out halfway through it. I was like,
Once I realized it was dead silent,
Well, yeah.
everybody's staring at him.
I was like,
he's like, and he was just asking me everyday questions.
them dogs in the background was barking, threw me off a little bit.
Oh shit!
Dogs, the neighbor's dogs.
Dude, I knew. I was like, I was punching out halfway through, and I was like, oh man.
Oh God! Have you seen that old movie with Chris Farley and Matthew Perry, Almost Heroes? It's like a spoof on fuck. Who is it? Who are the shit? Clark. What was the other guy?
Lewis and Clark?
Lewis and Clark. Yeah.
The other guy.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry. I'm losing my shit right now. But there's a part of the movie where they're all sitting around the campfire. The premise is like they're trying to beat Lewis and Clark to the west. They're like, fuck those guys. They're all sitting around a campfire, and this dude's like telling a story. He's like, I was with my brother, and we were out like working, and my brother went to go to the bathroom or some shit. I'm fucking it up, but he's like, there's these
I'm gonna watch this movie.
there's piles of sheep shit. So I put the shit in the pudding and mixed it up. And when my brother came back, I gave him the pudding, and he ate the whole thing. Shit pudding. He goes, tell him the best part. He goes, the best part is I have no brother. It was me. I ate sheep shit. He goes, I swear I did. I ate shit pudding.
What movie is this? I think I'm gonna have to give it a watch.
Shit.
I hate this shit.
What's it called?
It's called Almost Heroes.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's with Chris
I'm
Farley.
gonna have to check that one out.
Oh yeah, it was.
I think Adam made it funnier.
Adam made it way funnier.
Oh fuck! No, it was hilarious.
You want to hear this time of the story?
One more story.
Okay. My story?
Whatever story you want.
One
Oh,
more
about
story.
the time Steve
You
caught a
just asked
girl
me
on
for one of your
No, we
stories.
shouldn't tell that story.
Steve caught a girl on fire.
You talking about pretzel tits?
No.
Oh, well, that's a story.
You lit a girl on fire?
That's a different story.
Steven lit a girl on fire. Do you want to know about it?
Oh fuck!
I guess you can give him a little.
As the statute of limitations ended, like you
Yeah.
going to jail for this?
Oh, he could have. He's lucky. He ain't in trouble. So it was actually Schyler wasn't there for
fucked
this.
up.
yeah.
You might want to cut it out. We don't know.
Yeah, just say
I don't.
it.
I'm not
Just saying
editing
it.
shit
Nothing
out.
can
Kidding.
happen. Nothing can even happen.
She just burned her whole arm. I mean,
Yeah, half the
She's
side of her
probably
face.
scarred
and-
for life.
We'll leave it at that.
But you know,
oh
it
fuck!
was an accident.
so we were at
That's
the
fair.
Lake of the Ozarks for a weekend, and Schyler wasn't there, but it was me and Steven, like 4 or 5 other dudes, like our buddies, and so it was like for their rehydrate parties they have every year, like the big, whatever party.
Shady Gators.
And so we're there. We've got a room and that we're all staying in right on the water, and we get done like partying all day at Shady Gators, in the sun all day drinking, and so we all go back up to our room. It's a walk from there, and these like I don't even know who brought them. Like this group of like 3 girls walked in and showed up with a couple of our other buddies that were in there.
Chuck Mills.
Probably.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, you don't say names. We don't say names.
I know. Just cut that part out.
Hey, cut that part out. And so we get there, and I had brought some Everclear, and I was doing that thing where you like blow it out your mouth and make flames.
Yeah.
And so we're all around, and I had done it earlier that day, and blew these huge flames. And Steven turns into a real asshole when he's drunk. Like
Sometimes.
not even jokingly.
I don't
No,
think so,
he turns
but-
into a real asshole. Like he's
I
just
think I'm great.
he's just a
I think you guys all suck.
He's a dick bag sandwich when he's
he's
drunk.
just a douchebage, and so he's like, I'm
That's not true.
gonna try that. I'm gonna try that, and I'm like Steven, don't, man, don't. The room was in my name. I was like, you're gonna burn something, you're gonna tear something up, and so I look over, and he's walking towards the Everclear bottle, and so if you've ever done the trick, or had Everclear, you have to like tug it and then go right out because it starts burning the inside of your mouth, like it just burns.
Oh yeah, dude. Everclear
hurts.
sucks.
Fucked up.
And you gotta
Yeah.
purse your lips really weird.
So
Yeah, you gotta like
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
purse
Like-
it right to make it like fan out and not like come back and burn you.
takes practice.
So
Steve
and
didn't
Steven's
know
never
this.
done this, and he's super drunk. And
You're
he saw
learning.
Me, he saw me do it. He's like, I'm gonna do
That's how
it.
you learn,
Trial
bro.
and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
So he walks over. He picks it up in the living room. He goes
No,
like
I was
this.
outside.
No, you picked the Everclear, or you put wherever the Everclear was. It might have been outside on the porch.
It made a difference on my.
So he takes it.
Hopefully you're not doing it inside. We're gonna lose the whole fucking building.
He blows it inside. He goes, takes a big thing of it, has the lighter in his hand, walks from outside the porch with this in his mouth.
and it's burning.
It is burning. He's
Burning.
walking into this back room where there's like 2 or 3 of our buddies with these 3 girls.
And they're sleeping.
And yeah, they're like in the bed, laying down under the covers in the bed. Steve walks in with a mouthful of Everclear, burning him, and he goes. I'm like, Steven, no. And I like look around I'm standing in the kitchen. He's around the corner in the room. Goes, whoo. And it just pops out on this girl on the bed. Because he's like,
And the fire caught it as it was going down.
It caught her arm, the bed, blankets, everything.
We don't know.
She's just sleeping.
Everything on fire. So she gets
the
up on the other
was on fire.
I hear screaming. I hear screaming. I run around. I see flames, and then taking a blanket and going woof woof, and flames flying everywhere. And Steve doesn't do anything. He just turns around and walks out of the room. Everything's on fire, and I look and I see this girl like they're smacking the arms, things are gonna flop, and I'm like, what is going on? And Steven's like halfway out the door already. And so things calm down, and they're like, Steven just caught the place on fire. Steven, and this girl, I didn't see the arm, so I don't know if it was really bad or
They
not.
probably exaggerated a little bit.
But her arm is where it hit, and like she's like crying, and then our buddy's like, dude, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? And I'm like sitting here looking at Steven. Drunk Steven's like, he like didn't even care. He's like,
That's not true.
he was like sitting on the couch. He was like, yeah, she shouldn't have been laying there. So it's not my fault. So that's our bed. She was
These
in
guys
it.
make me sound like way more of an asshole than I actually am.
And so they end up like getting pissed. And I think somebody said something like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell the cops. You're gonna be in trouble or something." And like they like got in the car and like left and like a taxi him. So he was very lucky. He did not get in trouble. But man,
Yeah, but they were in our place.
it was a funny story.
Oh,
Dude,
fuck.
For all I know, that person was an intruder.
Yeah, they were squatters in
Yeah.
the dark for all he knew.
Honestly, they were squatting in that house.
They were squatting.
They just
For all you know,
they're
man.
sleeping in my bed. That's an intruder.
Yeah, they didn't pay for that.
That's
They didn't
all I
ask
know.
us permission.
They really
there.
didn't.
He could have shot her, and he didn't. So
Yeah, she's
Oh,
lucky.
Fuck. Well, gentlemen, on that note, this has been real. Tell the folks how they can check you the fuck out. Give me your socials. If they want to check your
Social Security.
yeah. Go.
All right. Well, you can go to the Crispy Bros. Like, just look up on Facebook, type in search bar Crispy Bros. Should take you to our page. That's kind of where we pump everything first, and then we also have an Instagram, which is at CrispyXBros, all lowercase, all one. And then we've got a YouTube, so we'll start doing vlogs. That's again just under Crispy Bros.
Yeah.
So that's where we'll start. Is if as things pick up, getting more to like vlogging and doing just other random stuff that we can like think of.
Yeah.
Like I said,
What about your individuals?
I don't really have shit, honestly, besides my Facebook.
You gotta get
I don't
those.
want people on my
we
Facebook.
have they're linked. I do have I think on our Instagram.
Yeah, on our Instagram, all those are
but
links. Mine's just SC for free, all one word, and then my
Mine's-
Facebook's Schyler Cadwallader.
My Instagram's B_CAD_.
All right. Yeah, we just stick to the Instagrams. It's all good.
Yeah, you follow these guys, and that's good enough.
You gotta get an Insta, bro.
But yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Facebook
never
He
getting
has
into
one.
it.
He just doesn't get into it.
Facebook is where
now's the
we'll
time.
where everything will be posted.
Facebook's
We've
your
been
jam.
finding so far because of the
Easier to
sharing
share,
factor.
shareable.
Yeah, it's easier to share. So
Yeah.
Anything.
So if you like the videos, share them. If you think they're dumb, then don't share them.
Share, like, subscribe.
Yeah. See,
So
I don't
like
want to. I don't like to do the whole like tell everybody, oh, go like and share. Like
Right.
only like and share if you actually liked
Dude,
it and you thought it was
self-promo,
funny.
dude. That's where it's at. Well, yeah, obviously you want people to actually like it, but
Yeah.
you got self-promo. You know what? One of the weirdest things that I noticed, well, not weird, it's different for sure. Like when you're at, and maybe you guys ran into this, maybe not, but I was at a couple different places when I was in LA, and they're like, yo, what's your Instagram? And
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
asked us our
everywhere.
handle. Yeah, they
Oh,
would say,
that's
"What's your
a
handle?"
big-
and then
That's a big
and then
thing.
they get their shit out, and they make sure you also follow them right
Yes.
then and there.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to do business, dude, you got to get one.
Yeah,
For
that's
real,
true. I'll
dead
get
ass.
into it.
Yeah.
It's not really an option. It's like saying I don't want to learn like the basics of anything, like whatever the thing you're doing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like basic business out there.
But you're right. We noticed that.
Free
Everyone-
It's,
all
it's,
Instagram.
they're like, what's your handle, bro? And then they're like, I had one dude who's like, "You gonna follow me?"
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, dude. I don't really want to.
They don't have business
Yeah,
cards
follow
too.
me.
It's like they don't even work for a business. They're
Yeah.
just like handing out business cards. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll take it, I guess.
Instagram's new business card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, gents, this has been fucking rad.
Thanks
agree.
for our very first podcast. This is the very first podcast I've ever done.
Probably my last too.
You have all this shit, bro. You should just start
know.
one up.
I
Start
know.
your own Crispy Bros podcast. I'm just gonna say it here now. Put the pressure on you.
Also,
Yeah.
for
Well-
anybody that does like watch or see this or follows us, send us ideas and requests of like videos you want us to do, like whether it's candid or not. Like we're open to it. Like we're gonna do just anything that's just funny, like
Yeah.
that makes us, that's entertaining to us.
Yeah.
Even if it's the stupid, like some of the funniest videos we see on the internet are those ones where it'll just be like the just stupidest, most random little 5 seconds you've ever seen, but we'll laugh for hours and like that'll be an inside joke forever.
Yeah.
So like if anybody has like any stuff they want to see or like be a part of the videos,
You guys
just let us
making
know. Like,
memories.
yeah, we just don't care. So if you want to be in them, if you want to, whatever, let us know.
Right on. All right, gents, that's it.
Cool.
Everybody, till next time.